So this video is going to be about the different energy bodies we have as human beings, and it's going to be a bit brainy. So I'm just going to put some diagrams next to it so you can see more. And different teachings and different cultures show different things. So I'm just going to show you the way I go by. And you can decide for yourself if that's something you want to accept as also your truth or not. You can also look at different things. I'm going to put also others, and I'm just going to explain in a brief way why there are so many different ways people put it and show it. So the way I go by, I will explain first. This world is governed by the universal laws. So we have God as the oneness and the allness, and everything is there in the source. And that has polarity. So this one thing has two sides, the lightness and the dark, or however else you want to call it, feminine and masculine, just two sides of one and the same. And then we have the number 3, and that's about the three-folded ways of the universe. Like in Christianity, we have the God, and that's the Father, the Holy Spirit, and the Son. And with us as human beings, we have ourselves, like the personality, then we have the soul, and we also have the spirit, which is also free. And it's basically like personality, soul, spirit, and then source, God, which is basically everything. Okay, and each one of these is also three-folded, and at the same time, each of those 3 underlayers has a polarity in them. So I'm just gonna go and explain to you the personality. So it's the physical body, then comes the etheric body, and the etheric body is the plus side of the physical body. So it's basically the way the physical body is being constructed daily. So it's interchanging and moving. Everything is, flowing. It's energy. Even if we don't see it, the physical form is also energetic in frequency, just a bit denser. Okay, so we have those two. And they are one, but they have the plus and the minus. And then we have the emotional body, which is also called the astral body, which is further and bigger away. So the more feather we get, the bigger the emotional body or the other bodies after that get, and also the higher the frequency is. So the emotional body also has the minus and the plus. And the minus is basically like the lower emotional stuff, and the plus is the higher. And then we have the mental body. And the mental body, we have the minus, which is like all our thoughts and thoughts constructs. And then we have the higher, which is the plus. And the higher mind is basically already one part of the soul. It's basically how our soul is combined together with a personality. So it goes like physical body minus plus, emotional body minus plus, then mental body minus plus, and the plus here is already part of the soul. Okay, then comes the soul, and most of us are like not aware at all on how that works. So that is going to be the first body of the soul. It's basically already like the mental planes, right? The lower and the higher mental plane. And the higher mental plane is called the causal plane, because it's also like where all of those different connections and stuff are. And then we have the buddhi. And that's like the equator between all of those bodies of the personality and the soul there, and all of those bodies of the soul and spirit there. It's like the middle, and it's like the place that a lot of cultures say that's where you reach spiritual awakening. You're at peace, everything is beautiful. Like if I feel into that, it's like this place where everything is light. I am light. I am a part of it, but I am also not separate, I'm one with it. And everything just feels good. I feel very open and just at home. And it's just this amazing frequency. And that's like the middle. And after that come other bodies. We have the atmic planes, which are basically then the other part of the soul, and they also have the minus and the plus. The buddhi is one that has like no polarity. That's basically like the neutral place, the equator, because we have the polarities and then we have none also. That's why people say it's like the place where you find God, but not necessarily, There's places you can go further. Okay, we have that. And then the atmic bodies, it's the place where the soul and the spirit interact. And after that come also two others. And it's just, the names, which I'm just gonna mention, like the culture it is called by its Anupudak and Adi, but you don't have to remember that, even I sometimes don't remember that, because it's just doesn't matter what you call it. You're in normal states not able to even fathom it, because it's just underlining like everything. If you really go into your spirit being, your head would combust. Because the spirit being, it's not just our lives, the soul, it's there and it has its own kind of life it goes through. And I believe that the soul has many different personalities it incarnate to, sometimes even at the same time, but on that level you have no time or space. So basically everything is happening at once. And the soul has to manage that, so it's a lot of stuff going on there. And then the spirit has even more stuff to do, because all of these planes have certain roles, because the universe always wants to evolve. So if you think about the amount of responsibility you have and how your life is going and how crazy it is, for the soul and the spirit, it might be the same. So you can just multiply it by tens or thousands, and then you're gonna get like a little bit of an imagination how that might go. I think I said it before, I think it's like little trees. And now here we have like split responsibilities, and we have our own way of God working through us. And then up higher it's get denser, like the information, all that thing that here on this plane is split into so many people and to so many things, into objects and humans and other things. There it gets like a lot more stuff in one person. So you have to imagine God like experiencing all this, every human being knowing everything, and also not just this planet but the whole wide galaxy and universe, everything. So that's why I'm saying like the higher planes I'm not gonna even go that much into. I think that was pretty enough for you to get like a grasp of how complicated it can get. You can just, everyone says it's like as below so above. So you can just go into that and think, okay, how is this life here, and how would it be similar to the ways that there are up there? Okay, I think that was enough. I'm thinking if I want to tell anything more. Yeah, I'm gonna do another video. Okay. Oh no, let's I want to talk about the differences, because we have the personality, soul and spirit. It's three-folded and it overlaps, right? And we have 3 parts in each one of them. And because they overlap, so all of these would be 9, like the way I go by. But because of the overlapping, some people say it's 7. So they still have Buddhi in the middle and then have 3 there and 3 there, because it's, overlapping, so it's kind of 7 also. And then you have also cultures that say it's just the physical, etheric, emotional, mental, and then they come like the spiritual bodies. And then there are also so many things to just put it out there, and it depends. Like some people, it's about what they have seen and experienced, and that's the way they put it to paper. And you are also only able to see or experience those things if you have in some way the ability to perceive that also in yourself, and if you know like what you are doing, and if you have even fathom how it feels. You are not be able to feel something that your body cannot manage, your system would, that wouldn't work. It would be too overwhelming. Like even some people, when they experience Buddhi for the first time or those higher states, they just go into like this deep thankfulness, and they start crying, or they have so much energy that they are just so hyperactive and start seeing colorful lights and things like that. And because of this, that's why those upper bodies are so often not mentioned, because it doesn't even make sense, so they just put it all together into spiritual bodies or divine bodies, or if there's just Buddhi and then the upper bodies, whatever. So they just kind of like put everything together, and that's also fine. If it works for people, it's easier to digest, and it doesn't really matter because they will not be able to separate all those different planes. So that's enough for some. Okay, there you go. That's a brief explanation. I will put some pictures next to that so you can maybe better understand what I was explaining.